My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice. I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, and forget about my work. I thought we could be happy here.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
We're a small team. We're about 45 people. We're a boutique developer. We're not a factory that makes games after game, and we don't bring out games every 1 or 2 years. We really make our games a labor of love. And we want to take time in crafting these things into being the masterpieces that they deserve to be, and we don't release them until we feel that they're ready. Now, we want definitely the Remedy brand to be a seal of quality, that when people buy a Remedy game, they know that we put our hearts and our soul into the project. And, with the kind of, when we release games every 3 to 5 years, you're only as good as your last project. And if you do a bad project in between, you'll always be remembered by that. So we don't have the possibility to really do things half-heartedly and release them. But if I tell you something about the development, why it took so long, when we conceptualized Alan Wake, we knew that we wanted to utilize light and darkness in a way that hasn't been seen before in video games. And when we looked out there to different engines, there wasn't anything that could do the things that we needed it to do. So we've completely crafted the technology from the ground up, and all of the tools we've made ourselves for this game. And for a thriller to work, you need to have the roots of it grounded in reality before you can add a layer of the supernatural on top of it. So we've been out in the Pacific Northwest, we've taken over 60,000 research photos, we've been traveling over 3,000 miles, we've even been recording the ambient sounds from the forest in the Pacific Northwest to get the sounds right and the soundscape right. Now, we've gone to such a level of authenticity that most people won't even notice it. If you look up into the sky in the game, the constellations and stars in the sky are accurate to that of the Pacific Northwest. Now, you're probably asking, why does that matter? Well, in a thriller, as I said, you need to have your roots grounded in reality. And we want the character to feel real, we want the setting to feel real, we want the atmosphere and the weather to feel real, and only then we can scare you with the supernatural, because you actually feel the primal fear that we want to get from an emotional perspective.
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
I'll tell you, when we were quiet for a very long time, and the reason why we were quiet for a long time is that we're gamers as well, and we don't like to tease our audience. It's, when we've got something to announce, we're going to announce it. So we announced that we're making the game, then we went quiet and we started making the game, and then we came out last year at E3 and with a big bang. So last year at E3 there was a lot of anticipation going on at Remedy, because when you're quiet for such a long time, people gather their own expectations of what they think that the game will be. Of course, there was a lot of anxiety of going into E3 and really showing a lot of gameplay and showing off the game, but fortunately, it's been received really, really, really well. We've been showing the game off in Europe and the States, and it's been resonating really well, and people have enjoyed it, so.
Yes. All right.
We definitely look into popular culture as, and we're not hiding it. You know, we're completely honest about it, that we're inspired by popular culture and not so much video games. So we're looking into books and TV series and movies and graphic novels, and we're getting some inspirations from those. So definitely Lost is from the newer stuff. What Lost do it really well is a tightly paced thriller, and they use the previously on and they use the to be continued really well, and they package that in a TV series style format. So that's an inspiration. Stephen King's works, writer whose writing is now coming true, and even Sam Lake, who's, you know, Alan Wake's the brainchild of Sam Lake, but so is Max Payne. So, you know, he's written those stories, and the fact that he's a writer and writing about a writer also has a funny kind of mix there of Stephen King as well. David Lynch and of course you know, Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks has an echo of Bright Falls in it. But you know, also some of the greats like Alfred Hitchcock, for instance. You know, you saw the birds attacking, and it's on many different levels as well. So we don't. It can be locations from various movies or from described in books, and it can even be from a technical point of view of how some of the greats like Hitchcock uses the camera to accentuate a thriller moment. So it's those classic kind of thriller moments where you have the knife on the table, for instance, and then they pan away and the camera comes back, and just when your mind always takes that couple of seconds to register that what's missing, and it's just as it registers, oh damn, the knife is missing, we're bringing the audio cues and the thriller music and the beats going there, and it's those kind of moments that really tap into the emotions of a gamer. So a lot of influences from popular culture on locations as well. I'll give you one example. I mean, we have a hedge maze in the game, which is obviously a tip of the hat to The Shining there.
Alice?
Well, I mean, we've always thought of Alan Wake to be something bigger than just one game. It doesn't make sense for us to build a character and an IP and a story for 5 years and then leave it at one game. So we've definitely thought of the story as something much bigger, and we've also have quite a good plan of where it's going, a pretty clear plan of where it's going. But you should think about this game as season 1 of a TV series, if you like. And this will have a satisfactory ending. You will reach all your goals, and we won't leave you on a cliffhanger. We'll leave you feeling that you unraveled the mystery. But just like in TV series, we'll leave a few doors open for the bigger story. And we haven't started on DLC yet. As I said, we're a small team, so we're polishing the hell out of this baby now. And when we hand it off to Microsoft for localization, this is going to be fully localized in French, by the way. And when we hand it off there, then we'll start working on the DLCs. Now, you should think of DLC. We hope that Alan Wake 1 will be a success. And if it is a success, we'll do Season 2. And DLC will be a few episodes, which will be a bridge between Season 1 and Season 2. Just like they do in TV, where they have standalone specials, if you like. So they will definitely have kind of more information to the story and to the fiction and so forth, but Season 1 is a full package. We love to play games, and we are very satisfied with the length of the game, and it's definitely comparable to similar action games on the market today. And it depends on how you play the game, that how long it will take you. We've put a lot of, so we know that some people play Alan Wake and Remedy games because of the action. So we put a dynamic difficulty system there, that every time you play the game, if you get better, the engine will detect that. If you're playing well, It will increase the enemies and make it difficult. No one action scene will be the same and play out the same way. These aren't scripted. They'll play in different ways. The AI is kicking in there. At the same time, for the story-driven experience, we've made the majority of the story optional for the player. So everybody will get the skeleton of the story and understand what's going on, but those that really want to dig deep into the fiction and really understand kind of the background and the history of the Bright Falls and Wake's story and everything, that content is available for you to interact with TVs and radios and NPCs, and there's a lot of stuff there that you can, jukeboxes, a lot of stuff that you can get more information from. We definitely have a kind of plan mapped out for it. The world is huge. It's 10 times 10 kilometers. It's about 100 kilometers of space. So we've still got lots more to explore there. But I'm not going to tell more about where we're going to go with the franchise. We're hoping that this one will be a success first.
Yes. All right.